Hello, I am Manan and I am going to read The Pool, a beautiful story of boyhood and growing up. The Pool is yet another story by Ruskin Bond, where nature is a close ally and companion in some of the most memorable experiences of life. It was going to rain. I could see the rain moving across the Himalayan foothills, and I could smell it in the air. But instead of turning homewards, I pushed my way forward through the leaves and brambles that grew across the forest path. I had heard the sound of rushing water at the bottom of the hill. I had to slide down a rock face into a small ravine, and there I found a stream running over a bed of shieling. I removed my sandals and started walking upstream. Water trickled down from the hillside, for amongst ferns and grasses and wildflowers, the hills, rising steeply on either side, kept the remain in shadow. The rocks were smooth, almost soft, but some of them were grey and some yellow. A small waterfall had come down the rocks and formed a deep, round pool of apple green water. When I saw the pool, I turned and ran home because I wanted to tell the others. It began to rain, but I didn't stop to take shelter. I ran all the way home. I had two close friends, Anil and Somi. Anil lived in a crowded lane of Dilaram Bazaar, Dehradun. He was wild and a little dangerous, subject to sudden changes of moods and impulses. Somi, on the other hand, was sensitive and gentle in his ways. But in common with Anil, he has a sense of fun and an instinct for adventure. And though I had studied in a higher class than theirs, they usually chose the adventures we were to have. I would just grumble and get involved unwillingly. But the pool was my own discovery, and I was proud of it. We'll call it the Rusty Pool, said Somi. Anil, remember, it's a secret pool, and no one else must know. I think it was the pool that brought us together more than anything else. Somi was the best swimmer. He dived off rocks and went gliding about under the water like a graceful golden fish. Anand had long legs and arms, and he thrashed about with much vigor but little skill. I could dive off a rock too, but I usually landed on my stomach. There was a slim silverfish in the stream. At first, we tried catching them in a lane, but they soon learned the art of taking the bait without being caught on the hook. Next, we punctured a bedsheet and stretched it across one end of the stream, but the fish wouldn't come anywhere near it. Eventually, Anil, without telling us, brought along a stick of gunpowder. Somi and I were startled out for an afternoon siesta by a flash across the water and a deafening explosion. Half the hillside tumbled into the pool, and Anil along with it. But we got out along with a good supply of stunned fish. The effects of the explosion gave Anil another idea. and that was to enlarge our pool by building a dam across one end. This he accomplished with our combined labor. But he had chosen the monsoon season, and one day a torrent of water came rushing down the bed of the stream, bursting the dam and flooding the ravine. Our close by current was carried, carried away by the current, and we had to wait till the night before creeping home through the darkest byways. Somi was spotted at a street corner, but he simulated the stance of a naked sadhu and began calling for alms. He finally slipped into through the back door of his house without being recognized. Our other activities included wrestling and buffalo riding. We wrestled on a strip of sand that ran beside the stream and rode on a couple of buffaloes that sometimes came to drink and wallow in the more muddy parts. We would sit astride the buffaloes, kick and yell, and urge them forward, but on no occasion could we get them to move. At best, they would roll over on their backs, taking us with them into a pool of slush. Of course, it didn't matter how muddy we got, because, because we had only to dive into the pool to get rid of it all. But it was possible to get out of our homes undetected at night, and we would come back to the pool and bathe by the moonlight. We bathed silently because stillness of the surrounding jungle seemed to discourage high spirits. But sometimes Somi would sing, and we would float red, long-fingered poinsettias down the stream. I don't remember how we broke up because we hardly noticed at that time. We never really believed that we were finally parting or that were leaving the pool. After about a year, Somi passed his matriculation and entered the military school. When I saw him a year ago, he sported a fierce and very military mustache. Shortly after Somi left, Anik and his family left town. We haven't seen him again. I can't visualize him in any conventional occupation as he was so wild and unpredictable. And yet, sometimes I wonder, those who are wild when young often grow up to be responsible citizens. And what of the pool? I visited it last week after an interval of 4 years. At first, I couldn't find it. I found the ravine and the bed of shilling, but there was no water. The stream had changed its course, and just as we changed ours, I turned away in disappointed with a dull ache in my heart. It was cruel for the pool to disappear, but I hadn't gone far when I heard the sound of rushing water and shouting of boys, and I pushed my way through the jungle, and I found another stream and another pool and half a dozen boys splashing about in the water. They they did not see me, and I kept in the shadow of the trees and watched them play. But I really didn't see them. I was seeing Somi and Anil and the lazy old buffaloes. I stood there for nearly an hour, like a spirit romping again in the shadows of our secret pool. Thank you.